This is my Milano Verde. It has a leak at the back of the engine, and so it's got to come out. First things first, battery and cable. Next up, I'm removing the airbox, connector here, all of the vacuum lines that attach to it, and then this clip back there. Okay, hose is disconnected. Don't forget this connector here. I'll be tucking that away. And now time to remove the base here. Lower air filter housing out. See, we've already got a ton more room. Look at these tasty headers. Next up, spark plug wires. Okay, remove the vacuum line here and the connector. There's also a vacuum line here, and I removed this connector here for the cold start injector. There's a black connector that goes to the back of it. There's another one here that I've missed earlier. Otherwise, we are making some progress. Next step here is going to be removing the throttle. You remove this little washer clip thing, and then the whole thing will slide out. Next up is removing these. There's a ground there, there's a connector there, and there's another connector right here. Next up, these two bolts here, noting grounding strap attached there. That allows you to pull out this bracket, which secures the wiring harness for the fuel injectors. The hardware holding together these covers is all different sizes. They actually just wiggled out of the way just enough here. I got the whole harness out. Next up, power steering bracket. This is fairly easy. There's two bolts that hold it in here, two at the back, and then if you loosen these, you can get enough play in there just to slip the belt off and to move this thing up and out of the way. I'm going to try and tie it up over here somewhere. Next up, heat shield down here. Another look at those sweet headers. The next step here is to loosen the alternator so I can get this belt off. To do that, it's this bracket here. Okay, you see this bolt doesn't clear that. I think when you lift the engine up just a little bit, it will clear. I mean, you gotta be careful these power steering hoses, but I think that'll be fine. Back here, you've got a couple of connections. You want to pull out this connector here. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. And then obviously the connection to the alternator itself. It's a 17 down here for the air conditioning tensioner. And then that's going to let me pull off all three belts because I've done this backwards. Okay, that's all the belts out. Next up, around the back, there's two wires there for the oil light. Gonna disconnect those. If you can see them in there, there you go. And then the other thing is make sure that hose gets disconnected before the engine comes out. I'm doing all the cooling in the next step here. I think is a great way to drain the coolant, but disconnecting these hoses is a pretty good start. Makes a mess though. I'm gonna clean that up. Next I was pulling this radiator. We're gonna have to disconnect the fan connection here. Okay, pull the radiator out. You've got a screw here with the bracket. It comes loose. Make sure everything's disconnected and lift. Okay, radiator is out. I think that's everything at this point that needs to come out. When I lift it up, I'm going to pull the alternator. And then we're good on that side. Disconnecting those fuel lines was not bad. There's no gushing. That's it for day one. Took about three hours to get everything out of. Day two. Don't forget to disconnect the O2 sensor connections up in the engine bay. Next order of business, exhaust out. Next up is the heat shield and then the hanger for the exhaust. Okay. Selector rod zip tied artisanally. Next up, drive shaft. Okay. This is the end of day two. This again took me like 2 or 3 hours. I ended up chasing someone's lost dog for a while. Require one of these. Next step, removing the hood. It's a lot of coolant, but ignore that. This is all going to get a nice pressure washing, and hey look, you find new stuff. Here's the engine. It's going to get a very nice cleaning.